Real hit it.
See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, underneath a love, serving food to what goes to, rising as a beat and get Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
That's right.
All right. Oh,
It's another Wednesday, y'all. It's on.
Grand Rising. Welcome. I am your host, Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live on Gram and the Time on a Work It Out Wednesday. I'm here with my lovely partner, friend for life, Miss Lay. Let them know who you are.
I don't know who it is. It's your girl, LBT, up in this mug. I'm doing my thing, and I'm loving that we are on another amazing Wednesday, coming to you with a powerful punch. So don't you even think of moving anywhere. Just get your pen, get your paper, and get yourself prepared. We got a brother named, well, I like it, King Tony DeVeaux. I love it, baby. Go and give us some love. Tell him who you is, brother.
I'm just your average entrepreneur.
You ain't average.
But, and the way this economy is going, you almost want to be wealthy and hidden. It's diabolical what we're getting ready to see happening in the world right now. And people are not prepared properly.
Nope. And I'll be honest, this is the one of the few shows we will be helping you get prepared. Y'all can watch shows going back and forth and know that we've given you and we're giving you good advice, I should say good information, because the advice is go get the information, do your own homework. Okay. Make sure it's true and then get connected. Because if you ain't got if you ain't got a crew, you out there on your own. Okay. And it ain't fun. So let's get it popping. What you out there doing, brother? What you gonna do with us? What you gonna tell us?
I'm probably gonna be like a siren for you. They say they send out a warrior sometimes to the front line to tell you getting ready to come over the hill.
That's right.
And, there's a charge that's coming right now that's getting ready to run a lot of people over.
So let me ask you: is it coming in as a bullhorn, or is there something they're trying to slide under the table and people don't see it coming?
Oh man, let me tell you, it's actually both. You guys, because when you lack knowledge, it's going to seem like it's coming from underneath the ground because you're going to be confused when it hits. And then some of it is averted, just directly in your face. But they say sometimes you stand too close to an elephant, you can't even see how big it is. That's exactly what you're seeing right now. It's a series of different events that have happened.
Take them steps back. That's right.
Back. Yeah, absolutely.
See it all. See the whole picture.
So let's real quick. I'm going to ask you, Tony, give them just a little bit of who you are before we get into what we're talking about. Give them just a little, and I'm gonna paraphrase in the front. Ladies, gentlemen, he's been in the game for a minute, so he has history.
What game? Because there's a lot of games out there.
Well, that's why I said I'm gonna paraphrase it. I'm gonna let him roll that ball out there.
My background is I've been a computer scientist and mathematician for over 30 years, but I've also been a business owner for over 3.5 decades. I've owned a multitude of businesses. I've owned a rather large digital media company where we service all kinds of applications for digital media, whether we're building applications, building software for brands and businesses, also marketing services for social media. We've been doing that for a long time. Okay. But also we've been involved in the digital space for cryptocurrency applications also for 17 years, almost from the very beginning, almost since the inception of Bitcoin. And so I got quite a bit of knowledge in the blockchain space as well as the banking space, because my mentor before he passed away was one of the largest bankers in the world. And I was trained by this man for almost 28 years nonstop. And he was responsible for me becoming a millionaire when I was 23. And I've been living as a millionaire for 28 years now, all the way up until the time. Well, I'm 49 now, so that'd be 26 years actually. So I've traveled. I've been to 55 countries. I have students in 60 countries. I have 25,000 students that I train and mentor right now. And I'm also currently, I've also been a developer before. I probably produced over 100 real estate projects in the past that I've worked on and developed, me and my partners. And currently right now, I do have a radio show also as well on WVOA in Chicago that I do with one of my other buddies.
Really?
And, yes. So I'm involved in a multitude of things. And currently right now, I'm in the middle of a $100 million raise for a brand new AI startup that I created. So I got a few things going on, but they say maybe a little bit, right?
That's right.
Maybe just a little bit.
Now that's a man with a minute job, y'all. Minute job.
Listen. I tell people all the time. People ask me all the time. They say, "Well, why are you so involved in so many things when you've already made some money?" I said, "Man, listen, a millionaire status is not going to take you to the promised land in America anymore.
You're
going to have to almost become a billionaire to get comfortable out here." And people have a hard time understanding that, but
I'm sorry,
I can prove it to you.
You got to keep moving that decimal up even.
Yes.
If you're not a trillionaire, you're not even rich.
You're not even here. Listen, I'm seeing pizzas being sold for almost $70 for a medium pizza in Chicago right now.
Yeah.
So if people don't believe that inflation is real, when you used to be able to get a pizza for $20 and now it's $70, that should be telling you something.
Yes. Thank you.
Telling you something.
That's a real reality check.
Yeah, your money's definitely losing value.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me twice. Oh, we're gonna have a little conversation because sister got up this beautiful rising, and I was like, "Why are you gonna send me this?" I always check for the show to see, because I always check our YouTube to make sure that things are in the right place and send it out and stuff. Because I truly believe and understand that if people gonna see it, it's in the morning. We got a morning show, y'all. Folks is like, "You was up when?" So I always make sure that my last group gets that last push out. And so when I did, of course, the algorithm sends me something about the Fed chair. We gonna have to discuss this. It's not gonna be this minute, but we got to talk about what's going down right now.
Now, which one, the former or the current?
No, boo boo. The former that won't leave. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah. Well, people thought if you thought that Jerome Powell was just going to be leaving, you have to have your head examined. He's going to try to stay on the board, which is diabolical.
He's not going to try, baby. He got the rights. I didn't even know that existed. Did anybody know that existed?
Yeah. I was
telling 2028.
I was telling people that almost 2 months ago. I said Powell's not going anywhere, man. No. This guy is going to stay around and be as much of an obstructionist as he possibly can, try to slow whatever agenda the current administration has down. But again, people are not following all of these small nuggets, but they are all integrated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it is something that gives us a chance to, in our community, we get to say, hey, look this way. Don't look that. They want us to look that way. You have to be looking at this because this is what's going to matter to you. Yeah. No more holidays. I tell people, stop the holidaying. That's for rich people. Holidays are for rich people. It's when they take vacation after they've done all their dirt and you guys got all, you paid for their holiday.
You don't even want me to get started. I see more people in my community prepping for proms and prepping for birthdays instead of prepping for their finances.
Thank you.
First of all, one of the things that we really should be looking at is the fact that, and people get offended when I say this, but the education system was not designed for us to be in a position to take on the next range of our financial, literacy or, financial leadership. It was designed to put us into the consumer phase. And like you said, graduations, proms, summer trips. Oh yeah, we can put our funds together to get that together. But when you tell them, look, hey, you need to start looking on your portfolio so you can make your next move for the next, just to keep it the next $1,000 of your life that you want to put together.
You need a life insurance policy. The quickest way to create an actual I'm sorry, I'm having a little memory issue and a vocal issue because of the fact that I am still getting over being ill.
But she would not miss, she did not want to miss this.
I've been looking forward to talking with you, brother. I'm not gonna lie. But you want to try to create a portfolio, but like anywhere between $20 and $30-$40 a month, you can create hundreds of thousands of dollars in an estate that secures you. And people, well, I don't know, I'll be dead. Boy, you don't know what you could do with a life insurance while you're alive.
Listen,
that's no problem.
Speaking on that briefly, one of the main reasons I was just talking about this. There's a man that I've studied for a long time. I don't know if you heard this brother, and I've been teaching some of his material for about 25 years. His name is Dr. Claude Anderson. He had a book called Black Labor, White Wealth. Fascinating read. And he also had a series called Inappropriate Behavior. He talked about how people in our community are how we're responding to things that other communities are responding to, right? Like perfect example just said about life insurance and preparing yourself and preparing your estate, preparing your dynasty for future generations. Our folks are living in what I call a day-to-day or a day-to-next-week mental format, meaning that they're not seeing how to process their finances out into the future projections. And this is going to become one of the biggest issues that we're going to be facing ever. In fact, I will say that people here have had a whole bunch of different issues that have come up financially and socially over the past, hundreds of years of being inside of America. But now the learning curve is going to accelerate on the things that you need to be doing. And when you're already behind,
that's right,
and you're not competing at an appropriate rate currently, as these new systems come in, it's going to lock you into a permanent underclass.
Thank you.
And,
thank you, brother.
Yeah, that is the part that I think is the most dangerous that I'm seeing right now. And the fact that we're not addressing that as though it's an emergency is really creepy. I see people doing a lot of different things, doing trips, setting up things to do a whole bunch of leisure activities. But not knowing that all of your capital, if you are using money at these banks, they're getting ready to digitalize everything by force. You're gonna have digital ID components coming down because they're gonna make sure that they're able to monitor everything that you have going on. And on top of that, if you don't own any hard assets, if you don't have any sovereignty over your money or any of the commodities, anything that you consider to have any value, even if you are holding dollars, your money's going to be depreciated so fast that you're going to slide from the middle class also down into no man land.
And this is a stick and stay situation. This is what they call the zero-sum game, y'all. I mean, we got some folks out here that are listening, and I'm so glad that we have folks that actually are starting to pay attention. Our groups we have many streamers going at the same time, by the way, but it's about 7 streams right now. And I just want to say Grand Rising, everybody. Thank you so much for giving us your time. This brother is so on point with the understanding that he said it's urgency. This is a state of emergency for our culture. Y'all get that? I'm not talking about your color. I'm talking about your culture. All right, we're going to get out the crayon box and start figuring out how this ain't about what your skin look like. At the end of the day, when you wake up in the morning, folks are looking all over all the different hues of this and that. Are in that same mindset because we've been trained. Your job has trained you to take vacation. Your job has trained you to put things on time, but not the kind of things not to put into time. And this is what this brother's talking about. If you don't have hard assets, you don't even know what he can say a word you don't know. What's a hard asset? That's why I always talk to my husband about, break it down, tell him what it is. Because we have language, there's language we don't have regularly. Why Breakfast with the Time Assist even exists?
I talk about this in my book. In my Bitcoin formula book.
Oh, Bitcoin formula. I like
Bitcoin formula. People say, why do you call it the formula? I said, because money has a formula to it. I've always said money has a spirit. People can be very disrespectful to money.
Yes.
I said money either becomes your friend or becomes one of your worst enemies if you don't handle it properly, right? And what is real money? We're going to a state where I don't think people can tell the difference between money and currency, because there's a difference, right? That paper money that they print for you to run around with, that's not classified as real money. If you go to the Bank of International Settlements, to the BIS, they're the ones to control basically the description of what real money is. Gold is now been classified as M1 money supply, which gold has always been money. It's always been money for 5,000 years. But people, they don't even know these things. So, and less than 2% of the population even own any physical gold at all, physical gold bullion, right? I'm not talking about just the gold jewelry, which we like to get, which is not the pure gold, right? The watered down stuff. I'm talking about the real gold, the 99.99% pure gold bullion, right? This is what we should be in possession of, the same way the central banks hold it and own it as well. And they're also soon going to be holding what? Bitcoin as well. Why? Because you will be able to control it and have sovereignty over that digital asset, and it'll be transferable and convertible. And a lot of people think that this thing that's going on in Iran right now is all about nukes. No, this is about money. This is about control of the architecture that's getting ready to be rolled out for these new digital systems. That's what's really going on. But they're not going to tell you that on the news, right? But all wars are about real commodity resources and money and control over the
absolutely.
I was like, people don't seem to realize every time we go into this country goes into any other country, it's always over some natural resource own, control, or what have you. We just, y'all don't realize the power is not the money. The power are the resources. It's access, control. That's the power. It always has been. Now, my question is I want y'all to, I always want to have this discussion. How do we bring that worldly conversation, the macro to the micro? You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, we keep watching the macro, not realizing it affects your micro on guys, macro, big, micro, small, you in here. How we do this here? Because that's why we created P2G networks. Too big a conversation blows people away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you talking about that Bitcoin. No, I'm talking about real money situations. I'm talking about what, you know, I'm telling you the stuff that if we break open all the prison cells, teach all these brothers how to manage finances in this way, ain't no prison cells. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no prison cells.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you, my running joke right now that I've been saying for like the last 6 months is that, though they said that America has an obesity problem, because I mean, I've been to a lot of countries and they say that in America, a lot of people in America, they say are overweight, right? I said, well, don't you worry. I said, I think the government is not going to be an Ozempic solution. No, they're going to make stuff so unaffordable. They're going to force you into a calorie cut. I call it the Venezuelan diet. Yeah, that's my term.
Burning the money in the street.
Yeah.
Burning the money in the street and playing with it like it's a board game.
Yeah. They just
no, they ain't playing.
They're not playing. They could cut down your buying power, and now
they will.
You went from 3 meals to 1.5 a day.
Yes, thank you.
And that's on the high side.
And my thing is
on the high side in some cases.
So I love it because I pay attention, and I don't think anybody. I think people. I don't know how many people out there to do this, but does anybody else actually pay attention to the algorithm? Anybody pay attention to the algorithm, like on Facebook, social media, what you start seeing as the norm of commercials, promotions? I have been, and I guess it's because I'm one of those people that look for stuff like this, but I look for things that are like preppy. I'm a preppy person. I've always been a preppy person. Ain't got nothing to do with none of this and no Bitcoin, but I've always believed that being prepared is better than being on the other side. Thank you. My mother, everybody in my family was like, she just, she extreme. I'll be the black cat with the lights on when it's down.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I'm gonna tell you, Ms. Thompson, you said magical just now. They used to say that the prepper was paranoid.
Yes.
Woo! But now they're gonna just say that the prepper was prepared.
Thank you.
Down. So paranoia just turned the person that was prepared, because proper preparation prevents poor performance, right? So the reality is those who are doing the things like we're doing early,
right?
These will be the people that are going to be looked at in the community and in the history books, because we're getting ready to go through what I call the fourth turning. And there's a book by Neil Gross called The Fourth Turning. And what does that mean? It says that every 80-year block, which is, if you break it up into subsets of 20 years, the same things tend to keep happening in history. If you keep piling 80-year blocks on top of each other, the same thing keeps repeating every 80 years. You have a Renaissance period, an innovation period, a war period, and then a reset period.
Come on.
And we're in that war period right now. If you go back 80 years, there was a major war that we had here in the United States. If you went back 80 years before that, there was another major war that we had, right? Yep. So these are the things that people average for about 80 years. So people don't realize that history just keeps repeating itself. The difference this time will be when you include artificial intelligence and technology.
Come on. And every time the technology is changed.
Yes.
All of this has moved together. Tech, money, you name it. Tech, money, communication, as well as transportation.
Yes.
Or every time you had a new iteration, it has sparked a portion of that. All those things move together.
Yep. Yeah,
all those things. There's stuff we didn't even know was here, honey.
Listen, the difference this time, and I said this to people 5 years ago, I said that the difference right now is that your 1%, they've accumulated so much money in the top 1% now that they could look at putting themselves in God mode. What does that mean when I say that? That means now they're talking about trying to live forever.
Yes.
And they want to import themselves into and build themselves and make themselves into a digital God.
Yep.
Now they're talking about getting off the planet and leaving you on the earth.
So
and I know this throws off a lot of people when I tell people these things.
No. SpaceX. Come on, somebody.
Yeah.
Y'all, let me tell you something. Elon Musk did not involve himself in the presidency or in government for nothing. He's got all this money. He's got all this tech. The damn man is he's a genius in certain terms. Don't get me wrong. That's a word I do not use lightly.
Yeah.
In his way.
Come on.
But I want to make sure we understand something. When I stopped watching the masses and all of the politicians and all the conversations because I got tired of talking. And so I went to look at the ones that was moving.
Right.
Which is when I had my financial literacy awakening. It didn't happen till after I was 40. You know, I have a book that I wrote with some ladies. And my portion of that book, that anthology, is about my experience coming to awakening from a kid growing up in Harlem in the projects with a mom who had a great education and nobody, we had relatives to promote, but we broke down somehow that the levels of awareness of financial anything broke down through the generations. My grandfather had property. He had a store. He worked, but had a company with a pension. But somewhere in the line after him, he didn't teach his kids. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a requirement. Then the same thing on the other side, my grandmother's side. All the elders had. Then the next generation was like, they're not scrapping. Don't get it twisted. But what they have is not theirs, and they're in this space that we're working people out to understand the truth of. That period, that comfort period, seemed to be a whole generation.
Yes.
Of loss, and then it killed all the rest of generational wealth after.
Right.
Now it's on us, my generation, to say, oh wait, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Mommy, why grandpa he didn't tell you about how to get that store, how to get that where his land at. Where his land at. Where's our birthright?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to start asking those questions. We got to start going, okay, now screw that. How do I get started again?
You said something interesting. What you said about Elon Musk. I'm gonna tell you something funny that happened the other day. There was a guy, I can't remember this guy's name. There's a guy he's an advisor for billionaires on how to reallocate assets. And he came on and did a live interview. He said something fascinating. Now listen to this. He said he had 7 billionaires who came together in one meeting in the last 2 weeks. And he said that he thought when he came in that they were going to be asking him about what they need to be reallocating their assets into right now. And guess what he said happened after about 15 minutes into the meeting? He said that all five, also actually it was 7 of them, they all started talking about the fact that they felt like they hadn't gotten rich enough yet because some of the billionaires had enough billions to start doing what Elon's talking about doing, which is relocating all the way up into another planet. And they were dead serious about this.
Right.
Their biggest concern was that they felt that the population was getting ready to turn on them when this all collapsed. I kid you not.
Brother, yes, this is what I've been saying for how long? You can't be safe. The masses are starving. We've seen this happen in history. Kings have had their heads cut off. Queens have had their heads cut off. And what happens when you starve the masses?
They've written movies over the last 20 years that have depicted this same presentation that we're just talking about. You know,
it's not a feeling, that's history. They are
reality. They know.
Made their money. They're not, this is not a feeling, it's the natural course of things. When you have, and look, I'm telling y'all right now, we ran a video a couple of months back. It was about preparation. One of the rules of thumb when you have lack going on, about when you have been the one to prepare and your neighbors have not, you can't make it obvious that you still have while the majority of people around you, it is not say, are starving. And if you look like you still doing pretty good, you got plump face and skin while everybody else is withered and dying because they getting 700 calories a day and
it's been a diet.
That's going to show up. Then you got the smell of food. But guys, there's but so much protection that you can have when everyone around you is starving.
Let me tell you what else he said. They said, not only did he say they were paranoid about something happening, and they based on that, these are billionaires.
Yes.
Now imagine being a billionaire and you're paranoid because you can't escape the planet. This is the conversation they were having. He said that these guys were worried about the fact. He said they were worried about the fact that when everything goes left, and they said they can all see this coming, they said they were worried about their security teams turning on them.
Yes.
I said, now, isn't this fascinating?
Watch this. How many times have we watched this in a movie, y'all? But see, that's the thing.
It takes one thing to be an initiator in a space when they realize that, you know, loyalty runs as long as the paycheck keeps coming. And I tell people that
or in some cases, as long as he who may be protecting you feels that you are a person they want to keep in power.
Exactly.
Because when it all crumbles down, I keep telling people there's one thing about society that people don't realize from conflicts, because I've studied these things globally.
Yes.
Whenever there's a major conflict or civil unrest and things of that nature, human beings will revert back to a very simple principle. Yes. And it's Darwin's theory, survival of the most prepared.
That's right.
Right. Whoever's the most prepared.
It is, but you're right. Survival of the most prepared. And that's for, let me make sure we clarify, for all situations. Because we think prepared is food. We think prepared is water. Prepared is everything. I told you we stacking gold, silver, water, and bullets. I ain't playing.
Listen.
I really was not joking when I said that. We have a guest that's going to be on probably in another couple of weeks, helping people get their licenses for arms.
Oh.
Y'all understand what I'm saying?
It's funny you mentioned that, because another thing that I didn't put on my profile also is that I'm actually a licensed armed contractor.
Where you at, brother? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask where you were in the beginning.
I'm actually in Chicago.
All right, here we go.
Well, you need that in Chicago. It's real.
No, you don't understand. You don't want to be caught out in Chicago.
Come on.
Not prepared. You don't want to be caught anywhere in the United States right now unprepared.
And thank you.
But you definitely don't want to be caught.
The last holdout. Y'all, we in New York, the last holdout.
Let me tell you something.
They still trying to act like this ain't happening out here. We ain't got license rights.
Man, let me tell you something. Some of these cities where they're trying to strip you of your right to be able to protect yourself are insane. I wouldn't be caught out here dead or alive. Don't be a fool, people. Let me just give you some.
Yes. And you know, I got my dear heart said, like, oh, are you really talking about guns? Let me tell you something. The most dangerous thing is a person that's not trained properly. It is not guns that cause the problem. And I'll stand very strong, because I've been, like I said, when I first learned about the NRA At first, I was kind of like, well, talk to me about, what's going on. Why they always fighting with the NRA? The last thing you want is a police state where you cannot be armed because you voted against guns because some kid got shot. The guns you don't want are illegal. The guns that I want are all legal, come with training. Right. You know what I'm saying? Line of sight stuff because you don't know that.
I'm loving this. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Let them know. Let them know.
You know what I'm saying? I want them kids trained properly.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something interesting about what she's saying right now, because I've been to China a few times. Let me tell you something. They training their kids in grammar school.
Thank you.
Disassembling of weaponry, reassembling weaponry. And people say, oh, but they seem so docile. I said, don't be fooled.
That's the point.
That's the point. That's why they're doing these things are all being done intentionally. It's only in America they're trying to delay your ability to understand your weaponry. That's your right to survive out here. Why wouldn't you want to be in a position to understand how to keep yourself and your family and what you've earned in your possession? Because it's one thing to actually have sovereignty over an asset.
Come on.
It's another thing to be able to defend it and keep it.
That's right.
It's another thing. That's two totally different things.
What's our motto?
Acquire, build, protect.
Thank
you. That is
you.
what it is.
That is what we do. We teach acquire, build, protect.
Yeah, you got to be able to protect it.
That's the whole scheme, baby.
Yeah. And what I sort of crack up when the guy was talking about how those billionaires are worried about security, the first thing that came to my mind, I said, your fingers broken? Why would you be so focused and worried about what security going to be doing? Let me tell you something. That's why you have to have portable assets. Let's talk about that for a second, because that's another big mistake that people make in our community. They say, well, one, you don't own no gold, you don't own no silver, right? Mm-hmm. You don't own no crypto, no decentralized crypto, no Bitcoin, no Ethereum. Something you could put on, just know a few phrases, and you go anywhere in the world and deploy your capital, right? Yeah. Have your asset on you. People say, oh, I got a bank account with Bank of America. I got a bank account with Chase. I said, you understand when everything goes left, you think those banks are going to be open?
Nope.
You think you're going to get access to that money? What happens if all of a sudden or if the bank has a liquidity crisis? Did you know that the Dodd-Frank legislation says and stipulates that if the bank has a liquidity issue, they can take your money out of your bank account and use it to recapitalize the bank? Did you know that?
That's called the bail-in, y'all. Come on.
It's called the bail-in. No, not a bailout like they had in 07 and 08. A bail-in, where they take your money the same way they did in Greece and recapitalize the banks with it. This has happened before in other countries. It's just people don't know about these things. They don't study anything in history. So when you try to ignore these things, you put your blinders on, act like you don't see anything. Of course, everything seems hunky-dory to you because you're trying to live in a disassociated reality. But in the real world, these things are happening all over the globe. There's many examples of this happening, right? But that's what's going to make it so dangerous now, is because when they bring in these AI control metrics now, they're going to be monitoring where you go, what you do. They put AI technology in all the new cars. It's already in the law. They'll be able to stop your car anywhere they want to at any time for any reason, because they can do it remotely. That's built into the vehicle. So
come on now, bro. Come on now.
Let me be quiet, man. Let me leave that alone.
So the wealthy, have you noticed? There's a new trend. The wealthy are now they're now actually starting to adapt old tech. They're now looking for old pre-AI, certain operating systems. Certain things are now being used on a regular. Older phones, televisions without any
web capability,
non-smart TVs.
Non-smart TVs. Oh, by the way, I was selling one. I ain't selling it no more.
Hold on to that.
Older systems, older chips that still work with everything. I had look, we have a tech company and we are at the liquidation. This is share with everybody. Yeah, look, I'll tell you right now. You better come get it while you can, because the sister's trying to get rid of stuff. We started a great program about a few years ago, and it's now time to move to the next level, because we're all moving. And so we gotta pay attention. I told y'all I pay attention to the trends. I pay attention to what's trending where, and not what y'all, I hate to say it, not with the folks that's sitting here having the stupid conversations and dance. I love the food, that's wonderful, but that's not gonna get us where we gotta go. I pay attention to new devices, technology. I pay attention to where people are trying to get you to move your money to. You have all these advertisements for different things. Like I was like, okay, I was like, SpaceX is in the IPO stage. What does that mean, y'all? It means that these mofos is getting off this planet and they're leaving you. They're giving you an opportunity to put your money in. That's what they do. They're giving you an opportunity to put your money in and them leaving the planet so you can stay here and burn.
You want to hear?
They will gladly take your money and use it to move.
They'll make sure you make money.
They've been doing it.
As much as the
I'll take it one step even further.
Talk to me.
They've already built and started building all the infrastructure on the moon already.
Yes.
It's already there. Yes. People don't want to believe that this stuff is
I'm sorry. Belief?
Yeah.
You know me. I tell y'all right now, this ain't focus. This ain't hocus pocus. It's focus. And once I find the information, it's got to be black and white and it's out there.
Yeah, this information there. This is already happening, people. And I know people say, well, why would anybody want to go? Let me tell you something. If you think that somebody that's filthy rich is just going to go somewhere and they don't already have a plan, they don't have everything already set up to be in luxury, you fooling yourself. You have to realize something. They said a long time ago, I was watching a guy, actually a lady who was in administration under the Bush administration. She came out and said something recently that everybody should have paid attention to. She said, do you know that they have taken $22 trillion and built it into black projects, things that you don't see, things that you don't know about, that are designed really for the 1% to be able to survive. And when she said that, I said, wait a minute now. I said, you say 22 trillion? I said, well, what did they build? She said some things that were so mind-boggling. She said they have projects where they have built things underneath the ground that you don't even see. And she said they built these projects up on the moon as well that you don't even see. Yeah. And they said as they roll these things out, and by the time the masses find out about it, they already had a control grid in place.
That's right. And they always do. Come on. We were telling people about, come on, let's just talk about something that falls in that similar sign. FedNow. You now can have a federal account. You can actually go open a federal account and instead of
have a federal account. Let's get with it.
Well, you already do, but do you know FedNow is like the blockchain for the next money?
Yep.
Y'all don't understand. Like I said, roll back on this channel right now, and I want you to go to a program called for Collective Enlightenment 2021. You'll hear about all the conversation about the infrastructure they told us about. It's required that it be published. The question is are you going to read it?
Right.
And then are you going to believe the people who read it in your community? That's that right there is how they get this community to do exactly what they need us to do. We don't trust each other. We don't follow the information, because I'm not giving you a suggestion. I'm not talking. This brother ain't talking about with something off the top of his head. We're not telling you, oh, I heard. No, I'm in conversations, and I put the time in. He did his homework, and you're gonna sit here and go, oh, he's this guy who does. Yeah, that's the guy you're looking for. These are the conversations you want to be in.
What I tell people is, go and verify anything I'm telling you.
Thank you. Don't believe a word we say.
Go do your homework, and you'll see. Yes. Right. And if I tell you something you can't find, that's only because I'll say one thing. Some people get information before others do.
Thank you.
And it's always going to be like that. And that's the part where I say you got to be dialed in and connected to the right people, because
that's why we a couple of weeks back we had a conversation about what happens when they have a holiday in the government. The government doesn't take holidays. That means the government is inside the office having a conversation, putting out what mandate will be next on the floor for them to put in place. And that when Monday comes up, you're looking at, wait, hold on, they just changed this. And there's news reports coming from 5 o'clock in the morning because they finished it at 3 a.m. and signed off on it.
Yeah.
And you're sitting talking about, wait, weren't we able to and perfect topic. Right on cue. We were just at one time, the recording level for the AML was $10,000 or $9,999. All of a sudden, you can't take more than $1,500 out before they start recording it, or if you do multiple transactions at your bank for even as little as $100, more than 3 transactions for $100, you will now be being reported to FinCEN and AML, and they're asking you, what is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of you taking a $300 transaction? Now you know people.
Yes.
The
mere fact that someone is asking another grown person what they're doing with their own
money. Thank you.
That should be telling you that you're in the wrong institution right there.
Yes.
You are heavily. So just let me make sure we're very clear. The banking system is needed. Now, we're not telling you to take all your money out of the bank. What we're telling you is you have to remember to use it for what it's there for. Banking institutions are not there for you to build your finances. Right now, as far as I work it, that moves. It's a move through. It's a move through. I move through it. You go from one institution to another into where and what you're doing with your money. You have bills to pay. Put that back in it. My business can't be off the books. You know what I'm saying? I can't run my business off the books. I need a bank. But it's a tool. It's not the end of the line. How many of y'all get paid, leave your money there, and you pay your bills and live your whole life out of it? The whole life. Not like some of it. I'm talking about everything is in a bank. Oh, and y'all go, well, no, I have a retirement. What do you think their money is? Oh, I have a 401k, I have an annuity, I have this. Baby, let me tell you something. It's all the same game. You just say you haven't changed and you don't know it. It's the difference.
Anthony, I gotta ask you a question. And you know, from our conversation earlier, you're on the ground floor with a lot of things that's happening in today's current position and how people are moving around the financial structure. Mm-hmm. If you were to give one piece of basic advice to anyone on the streams that we're having, what is one key thing people need to actually not so much bring to their portfolio, but bring to the forefront in their mindset and actually take an action?
It's funny you say that. The number one thing you're going to need to do is first, in order to be able to take action against what you're getting ready to have happen right now, is you have to be willing to believe what you don't expect. Let me say that. You have to let go first of normalcy bias. This is the part I think that's hurting most people. If you don't have the ability to realize that just because something has been the same way for it's probably your whole life, that it can't change in an instant, then you're not going to study, you're not going to prepare. So I can tell you 1,000 times that banks can seize your money, but the first thing a person will say psychologically in their frontal cortex is that, you know what? I've been with this bank for 40 years.
Yes.
I've been there for 40 years and it's never been a problem. I've never had them do anything wrong. Then Susie, the lady at the branch, this is my friend and she watches over my money for me.
Yep.
Right?
I know the bank manager.
Right? And see, that is a part of normacy bias. And the number one thing I would tell every person that's listening to my voice right now, you better break your normalcy bias immediately. Because the things that are getting ready to happen, there's going to be series of events that are going to seem mind-boggling.
Yes.
And that's where they're going to try to break your spirit and break your mind, because they know you've been programmed over a long period of time into a behavior pattern. And when that gets broken, they already know how the majority of the population is going to respond.
Right.
They know what you're going to respond. You're not going to respond by saying, oh, well, they've seized all of my money. I think now that I'm completely 100% broke, I'll just sit here and drink my coffee.
I'll wait until they open again. No way.
Man, people are going to respond harshly, and they know that because that's what happens when you break something from someone that feels that it is something that they're entitled to, or that they have a normalcy bias of receiving. Exactly. No different with people that are on federal government assistance to get food stamp, things of that nature. They're going to respond harshly if those things get involved.
This recently happened, brother.
Yeah.
This recently happened.
Yeah. So I say you have to break the normalcy bias first. Be prepared for unexpected. Anything can change instantly, and you need to have the mindset of being able to respond intelligently and not emotionally, because that's going to be the biggest issue for most people. Because I would tell you something that I did
the switch
at the beginning of the year that upset a lot of people that I was close to, because because I've been a person, I've been into cognitive study. One of my primary clients was a was a cognitive expert. He actually deceased, died a couple of years ago by the name Bob Kaufman. And what he did is he basically, they used to do what's called brain reboots. I know this is going to be wild, right? But a lot of people that were CEOs, special forces people high level and high, but just high amounts of stressful either jobs or positions or things they have to deal with, they would go for these brain stem treatments. I've even had the treatments where they come in and they attach you to a machine, and that machine would tell you which parts of your brain are not functioning or firing properly, and then they could reboot those parts using this actual software treatment. It's a fascinating technology. The reason I mentioned that was because when you don't understand how your brain works, if you don't understand how important it is to pay attention to how you are processing and learning information, it can set you back decades. The reason I know that this is true is because over the years that I had this man as a client, I noticed the types of people who came in, for one, and what happened to them from the actual treatments, and then going through the process myself as well. And what I realized is that the people who are mentally training themselves to make sure that their brain is operating fully, that they've done IQ tests. It's another thing that we don't do in the community. I'm not saying that it tells you everything about a person.
No, but it's
what I'm telling you, it is something that will tell you where you may be having some functional deficiencies or where you may be very proficient at. Exactly. Right. So I've always recommended people since the beginning of this year that they take an IQ test and also do an EQ assessment. What is that? That is the emotional intelligence. How do you respond to problem solving? Because you asked me what were the things is that I would do first. Understand that no normalcy bias is allowed moving forward. You need to know that things are going to change. Number two, where am I at mentally? What do I have deficiency in? How do I learn best? Why do you need to understand those things, right? Yes. You may be saying, why do I need an IQ test? Why do I need to do that? Because if you're not interested in evaluating where you are, you will allow anyone to be in your circle.
That's right.
Wow. There you go. There you go.
And that points exactly how far
this is very key. And if you don't think this is important, I can tell you every wealthy person that I know in every other community all over the world, it is very common in China. They will have you take an IQ test. For you to be in a relationship with some individual's daughters or sons, they want to know where you are on the IQ scale. They want to know where you are emotionally. They want to understand what you know, how your brain works. Yep. Now, you're probably saying that seems strange here in this country, because it seems in this country they're working on dumbing you down.
Yes.
As much as possible to make you as malleable as possible. That is not by that's not by happening by happenstance. That's by design.
Yes, it is.
That's by design that's happening here, right? That's why you need to be able to first get control of what you're doing with your brain and get control, allowing yourself to realize the real change is coming. It's going to come. It's going to come abruptly. It's going to come very fast. Yeah. So those two things I would do first. Once you've done those two things, the reason those two things are so important is because it gives you an instant understanding of reality. You know, a lot of time, sister, we like to work in what I call fantasy land. Everything is we hope it to be. Yeah. You can't go through life on hope.
Hopium
and just the feel good of everything. That is not going to prepare you for what's coming. Right. See? And we need to start organizing more think tanks. This is why that's also important for who you want to associate with. This is like a small, soft think tank that we're having right now. We were saying in a conversation at breakfast, but we need to get more involved in making sure that we're addressing advanced issues for ourselves and for the community and working on solutions for that. In the Jewish communities, Chinese, Asian communities, they call that a think tank. Mm-hmm. That's a think tank where you go in there and you're running game theory. But you don't hear anybody in our public school systems or anything talking about these terms. No. They just tell you go to a safe space, sit down. Society's bothering you, sit in that corner over there and feel bad about it. And when you feel a little better, you come out of that corner. What is that doing for you? That's not going to allow you to have any new information. That's not going to make you more competitive. And that sure as hell is not going to help you to win the game. You see? And that type of mentality this is what we need to adopt immediately. Immediately. Not in a month, not in 6. You don't need to think about what I just said. You need to accept that and adopt that immediately. Don't be afraid to go have an IQ test taken for yourself. Don't be afraid to find out, ask your friends, what do you think about problem solving? How do you learn best? Are you a visual learner? Do you learn better through reading? Do you think there's some things that we might really collaborate on to try and help advance ourselves over the next 12 months? Exactly. If your circle is not talking like that, what are you doing?
Thank you.
But you're saying you want to be a person that advances in society. You're saying you want to help yourself and help your family. You can't help your family if you stay in the same mental place as a grown person and you have the same mentality of a child. It's not possible to win like that. And because we are competing for revenue and resources across the board,
that's right.
It is not intelligent to do anything different than what I just said, regardless of what your political leanings are. See, another thing we got to get out of, and I've been hearing this about it, they got you distracted where, whether you like the president, don't like the president. Let me explain something to you people. All politics is local. It's all indigenous. All your politics is with your local politicians.
Thank you.
Stop letting people trick you into worrying about whether it's a Democrat or Republican issue. All politicians get into politics by lying. This is the job. Why people have such a hard time accepting?
I'm sorry, I'm saying it, you brother, you are echoing what we've been saying. I'm like, how they got there is how they function. So what do you expect?
What are you expecting these people to do? You can't get yourself caught up in waiting on a savior, someone who's put into a position to keep everyone calm. That's what politicians are there for. They're here to keep the
crazy. No one, they don't say that out loud in public. They, you know, you get on these platforms, you have all these churches and organizations promoting the politician for their own particular agenda, but no one's saying that the politician's lying to you in your face, and you're clapping like a clapping monkey because you know the agenda that he's getting is the one that you want to have.
Brother, we may have to do this thing again because I didn't get to the good stuff. We touched the basics.
I already got you on call for the next one. Don't worry.
Man, because I'm gonna tell you something. I can give you some realism on this because I've been blessed because I'm gonna tell you something funny. I used to hate education. I was almost getting ready to drop out of high school. Got kicked out of one high school, sent over to another. I was a very rough child. But I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I've realized now is a grown man now at the point where I am now, I love to learn. And until you learn to find out and study things that are relevant,
right,
you're gonna be behind and you won't be competitive. You got to become. We have to become competitive as a group.
Yes.
You know, we have to actually have a operating competitive spirit. We can't be waiting on anyone to come and save us. Man, I've been listening to so many shows. People say, "Oh man, I'm demanding reparations." I said, "Listen, brother, that sounds good. And it's a great sound bite. But if you're waiting with your hand out, waiting on rich people to put something in your hand, your arm is going to fall off, and the game will leave you behind. You have to learn to move and run and compete in this marathon, and you need to try to compete with every single ounce of energy that you have." Because the game is only getting ready to speed up. In fact, I say it like this. Imagine all of the different community top being on a set of treadmills and everybody's moving at 5 miles per hour walking, right? And you know that you are a minority. You may be an African American, or you may be Hispanic American or Latino, whichever individual you are. And you notice that you're moving slower on the actual treadmill than everyone else, right? You're not clocking as many miles as the other groups, the Indians, Chinese, the Jews.
Everybody.
What's happening right now because of artificial intelligence, imagine someone taking you from a level 5 on a treadmill and instantly jumping it up to a 15. Not going from 5 to 6 to 7 and allowing you to get your wind and at least try to run. No. An instant move where you go from walking to having to sprint. What do you think will happen to you in your community when that happens? You're going to slide right off the treadmill to be shot to the other side of the room while everybody else is still able to run because you're already in last place. This is why I said when you ask that question, what should they do first? First, you got to evaluate yourself and be honest, because a lot of us, we're living in self-delusion. We don't want to analyze. We'd rather live a whole false life our whole life.
That's right.
Not really saying what we believe our capabilities are and how to improve them. Nobody's going to come and tell you what I'm telling you right now. I hate to say this, but the truth is the truth. I'm one of those people, I'm very direct. If you do these things, what you'll be capable of will become exponential. You can have a quantum leap if you do this. The reason I know that because I know what happened to me. You understand? I was getting ready to drop out of high school because I was doing terrible in mathematics. It's a true story. It wasn't until I caught my mentor and he started to implant these things that I went from getting ready to drop out of high school to becoming #1 in my field. You understand? This is a huge difference.
Yes.
And it went from having no money, being dead broke, to having millions of dollars. these leaps are possible for anyone, but you need a mentor. You need to have some structure on a process that you can put in place to win. Once you do that, and then you can start grouping with other people that are doing the same thing, this is when you can have exponential growth. But if you keep putting yourself in alignment with people that are not doing the similar things, the similar behaviors of what you're trying to do and trying to grow yourself, you're just going to slow yourself down, and then you can't compete. You see, these are the things that I recommend that are done first. When those things are done, I got some things to tell you can follow up with on that. It can take you nowhere to everywhere quickly.
Okay, so y'all know.
I'm sorry, that wasn't even the mission statement, but that was marching orders, y'all.
Definitely coming really soon. All right,
that was marching orders. I want you guys to really get that.
We're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about the Fed chat the later part of the week. But I need to look, baby. Let me tell you right now. If you've been in this space, you guys have been blessed, and I mean truly blessed with foresight, with the ability to get ahead. This brother has given you a leap. He's giving you a leap forward now, and if you don't use it, it's on. I tell you, just like my doctor told me, he said, if you don't use the stuff I gave you, you deserve what you get. He gave me everything I needed because I'm not big on medications and stuff, right? So he gives me the things I need the way I need it. And if I don't put them into action, I go back to him with my little sniffles, and this got worse. And he goes, well, did you do what I said? Well, what you was? You did this to yourself. Yeah. Now it's nobody's fault but your own.
Yes.
And that process I talked about is called cognitive training. You can look that up, folks. I can promise you. Get an assessment on yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Most of us haven't done any assessment since you were in school taking some of these standardized tests. Get an evaluation of how you are and where you are so that you can move forward properly. Don't be afraid of yourself, people. Nobody is going to come and help you more than you want to help yourself. This is just the way the world works. Stop waiting on other people to come and get you in order. Get some control of your mind and get ready to compete, because that's where we are right now.
That is the truth, brother. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I ain't in Chicago, but you know what I'm saying. We're gonna go out there and come give some big hugs. The goal is to get all of P2G's network to start networking. Yeah. We got to get y'all networks to network. So we want to make sure we can keep in touch with you. Digital media traffic, I'm dealing with that.
And if you want to get a copy of the book, go to the bitcoinformula.info. I should have told them that, actually.
Wait.
I got you.
Wait, hold up. I love this. And then he didn't put it on a third party. He got his own stuff. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Everybody wants to hit the top of Amazon, this, that, and the other.
Right, no. We sold 33,000 copies independently. Independently, directly from my own site, the bitcoinformula.info.
That's what I'm talking about.
Check us out.
Yes. Yeah. Get it on my site.
Get on your own site.
On his site. Look, not only that, since that's the case, you're going to be able to get it on the P2G site. No third party. Yeah. I don't play that. I don't take a bite out of your nothing. We make it available in the library. I ain't playing. We can't do this if we don't start moving together. Mr. Thomas, you just took us out, so you're going to put us back. There we go. So, so I'm loving it, the Bitcoin formula. I look forward. So one of the things most of my people, either my guests or the people in my organizations that I'm a part of, know, I buy everybody's book. I'm working on a bookstore, my own little library of people I know books. So I'll be getting my copy of the book called Bitcoin Formula.
Appreciate that.
And I'm down with this. Let's keep this going.
Yes, I would like to give more insight on this, because I think you are an amazing platform, and I resonate with you all are trying to do. You basically trying to wake people up. And our people, man, you almost got how you some people you can whisper in their ear and they wake up. Mr. Thomas, you go, it's time to get up. Our folks, you got to pour water. Hit them with the mallet.
Drop that water on the head.
Get up and get to it, folks.
All right, we actually have to give tonight some space to our lovely watchers. We have some things that people been saying that you got some great viewers out here that loving your conversation. Let me go. And there's a lot of ladies, so I don't know if you're married or something like that. There's a lot of ladies in the audience. We got Miss Faye. How you doing, baby? That's my sis out here in California, just doing her thing. It's early, so she's dedicated. That's what's up. That's what's up. Miss Hilda, Grand Rising family, we loving you. Definitely. She's learning a lot about this. She's starting to really come into her space. I'm loving this. How you doing, Miss Rich? We see you. We see you. Brother B, Brother Barry, how you doing? Mr. Sykes, how you feeling?
Morning.
That's a brother that's definitely a part of the protect group. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Definitely out there. Miss Clark, how you doing? Grand Rising and welcome. We got some vocals for you too, because my people over here over on the side where stereo is, they want to say something. So let me just get you that. Okay, brother?
Absolutely.
How do you go about finding a mentor of that sort?
She asked a good question. How Miss Hilda asked, how do you go about finding a mentor of that sort?
That's why I'm actually doing the mentorship program that I do now. That's different. You actually, if you go to the book website, you go to the bottom, you're going to see a link that says the Poverty Proof Course. If you go to povertyproofcourse.com, I'm already mentioned 25,000 people all over the globe right now. My mentor, when he passed, he asked me to do this. I wasn't even going to get involved in doing mentorship program and coaching because I didn't think anybody would listen to me at the time. But he just saw something in me. He's like, you know what? Something happens to me. I want you to continue to do what I did with you. And I met this man. I thought it was a fluke, but what I realized, it was really just destiny. Everything that happens to you happens because it's just destined to happen, right? And when you meet the right people, if you know how to properly attach yourself to what they're seeing in you and vision that you may have or share together, anything is possible. So what I'm doing, I'm just carrying forward what my mentor did with me. And some of you will carry it forward with other generations down the line as well. But we've got to create these linkages where information is being transferred from different, what I call different genres. So your 70, 80-year-olds need to be transferred into your 50 and 60s. Your 50 and 60-year-olds need to be transferred to your 30 and 40-year-olds. Your 30 and 40-year-olds need to be transferred from the people in their 20s and the teenagers. That lineage of information has been broken in our community for a long time. It's be through drugs or history or things of that nature. So we've got to reconnect those strings back together and continue to give people the information and things that they need to get the knowledge properly transferred to future generations. So go to povertyproofcourse.com. That's where my mentorship and coaching is. That's how you can find a proper mentor, because I believe heavily in mentorship and coaching. If you don't have a mentor or coach, I think it's almost impossible to reach your full potential, because you can't see what someone that is observing you sees. It's different. That's why I tell you to get those cognitive exams, because that's one of the first things you'll learn. You'll learn that you need someone to tell you how they are observing you as well.
Got it. I love that. And we have one more message. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was very thorough.
I'll be getting my copy too.
She said, I'll be getting my copy too.
I appreciate that. Thank you all so much for your support.
No, and it's on your website, right? It's
yes.
On the website. So I want you guys to make sure you go to his website. One of the things I can tell you, we're not a talk show. We're a walk show. We don't talk about this. We do this. You know, P2G teaches, we teach, and we have a community meetup every week. You all like this conversation is great in the morning, but wait till we sit down in a Zoom and we sit and really throwing this around. A lot of y'all might got the wrong ideas about our Zooms. I don't do multi-level marketing catch-up stuff. If you're gonna get into that, that's gonna be because you know that you've learned something enough here to know that that's a good opportunity. Like he said, cognitive learning comes from the being in a communication with people who have different information. And that's the thing. We have built a space for that on Wednesday night. So you guys are welcome to come in. And I will make sure I do what I have to do to get ready. Because Mr. Thomas ran it last week. I thank you so much, my love. But we are back in real space at 8:00 tonight. We're going to be in the real space. You're going to be able to say, hey, Ms. Ruby, have your questions answered. We're going to have conversations. Now, I need to put this up. There are some people out here who are looking for work. Well, in the New York area, New York is now hiring all over the place. And when I say New York, I mean the state, the city, all of that. There are applications going out right now. You know what I learned about people? If what you don't know, you won't tell somebody you don't know. So this is the thing. You got a deadline. May 30th, you got 10 days to fill out your application to take the test. P2G is an education platform. I told y'all we're not a multi-level marketing. The only thing we do is help promote the things that are help you get to the things we teach you. That's it. And I vet everything tightly. So with that, our Wednesdays will be dedicated to helping people or bringing people into the conversation. If you would like to sign up for any one of the tests that are coming up, for whether it's the courts, whether it's transit, whether it's for the city itself, these tests are coming up, and you have to have your application in. We will help you get the fee waived. We will help you get, because this is information. Some of y'all don't know how to fill out stuff. So come in. We'll see you Wednesday night. Go onto the website, p2gnetworks.com, and get our Wednesday link, which looks like this. Let me get it. Let's see. Mr. T put it up. Looks like this. There's the link on the bottom, and this is the Zoom. Show up at 8 o'clock, and we can help you. See, we're not a talk show. We the walk show. The only one that show up for what we say. If you are not in this state, we have networks like this brother out here that have the resources for you. Some of y'all ask me about taxes. Well, I have resources like this brother for that. Some of y'all ask me about, your household, trust, stuff like that, protection. We have resources. Y'all done seen him. Brother Ken was on. That's why you come to Wednesday night, because that's where you meet them, and that's where they say, hey, do this, do that. And you got to do the rest. P2G is a network. It really works if you work it. Y'all get it? He's talking about mentors. Get that book. See, that's the other thing. Getting the resources in the digital. He's got digital. He's got physical. He's got the resources. But you won't get to it till you got the book. I love that. Brother, thank you so much. I was like, yes, that's what I was talking about. It's a system. His book is going to get you to the next. He's not selfish. He's not gatekeeping. The only problem is you got to realize that the key is reading. And for some of y'all, that's kryptonite. Well, we're taking the kryptonite out of that, because we're going to do this with you. Get on that Wednesday night. You have no excuse now. Then on top of that, for those, let's go. We're talking about protection. The ultimate protection is our status correction date. We have a conversation. We are not correcting your status on a Sunday. What we are doing is explaining how this country functions in contracts. What the money really is and what the money really isn't. And then we give you access to getting all the information you want and need. Ain't that something? Because ain't nobody talking about this. So do me a favor. If you're not sharing and you're not liking and you're not committing to this kind of conversation, then good luck with life. We love you. But the fact is we going to keep coming on 3 times a week. Those meetings ain't stopped. We still doing 2020. I'm sorry, it's my bad. 2018, y'all. 2018. And the world showed up just like we said it would. So
go ahead.
Everything we said done happen. So we went from being brother. We went conspiracy theorists to it just took about 6 months. And everything we said was real. What side you want to be comes up to what you do next. We'll see you soon. We give you Zoom links, and we give you, and I love this, we give you the Zoom link, and we give you a QR code. So what excuse do you have now? None. So we'll see you on Wednesday, and we'll see you on Sunday. But even more so, don't forget to get in the actual class. Because if you ain't doing work, what's the point? Y'all get it? Sunday in the afternoon, we are meeting currently. And honestly speaking, we're just prepping folks. It will not begin until the beginning of June. We had to postpone because one of the main teachers got sick. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to keep it together. But you know what? Y'all know I'm a true believer. God manages me because I'm on God's plan. All of this was created out of something I couldn't do by myself. This is a purpose. And with that, I'm in agreement and allegiance, and also I'm being very, I'm being committed in a way that I haven't been, because I'm very forceful. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know how I am about the things I want. I want it now. And sometimes now ain't the time. Like that brother said, take a minute, go observe, assess, and then you can move. And so that's what I got. And so y'all, come on in Wednesday night, assess, and then go move. We'll see you soon. We love you all so very much. I'm trying to tell you, this is a labor of love that I am not wasting no time. I ain't got time for time wasters. So y'all be ready to roll. Thank you so much, Mr. DeVeaux. DeVeaux. we need to do something. We got to get a collaboration going. I'm definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, we just warming up the plate right now, but I'm so glad I got a chance to come finally. Yeah.
So much to come. People scared of this time. I'm like, I hate to tell you this, but I'm kind of excited. Y'all don't understand. I think like the billionaires. I'm like, this the setup for my come up. What are you talking about?
Love it. I love it.
So we trying to share that with y'all. Robert Kiyosaki, if he can do it at his levels, I'm doing it at mine. And believe me, it's a lot more than you think.
Absolutely. Right? Absolutely.
Let's go. Please provide the link. I love you, baby. Yes, we got you. Hold on a second.
Do part 2 to the party.
Yeah, we can.
Y'all want to come tonight? Y'all go to P2G P2G Networks. I got you for the link. Voila. There you go. We love you and have a wonderful one. Y'all rock out to the end of this. Let's go. Peace.
Ooh. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday. Okay. Pay it forward Friday. What season